when did you fall in love with like women in hip hop?
Okay, so I have a song lyric, and I'll go first. I get 40 G's a feature now. Oh, Franklin's like Aretha now. In the SL two-seater now.
Do it again.
I get 40 G's a feature now. Oh, Franklin's like Aretha now. In the SL two-seater now.
Who is this? I'm like, I feel like I know this song.
I feel like you have to.
Wait. Who is this? Is it are they in Miami?
No.
I don't know why I want to say Little Kim.
No, but it is East Coast.
It is East Coast. Who is this?
Do you just want me to tell you?
Yeah.
It's actually Amil. It's for the fam.
Okay, I was like, I probably just heard. I was like, I just heard this. I was listening to the album.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that makes sense. I was like, I just heard this.
You just heard it. Yeah. Okay, do you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Um, he think outside the box because he eat it out the frame. That ass be fat as basketballs. He don't like NBA. The super, the super slurpy make it sloppy. Don't wipe it off your face.
Oh my god. No.
No,
I have no clue. Oh my god.
getting some head like I was Shauna. Can you
Oh.
make it rain? Can you make it thunder?
Oh, okay. It's Shauna.
No,
Oh. It's okay. It's not getting some head. That's not the song you're singing. No,
no.
okay. Oh my god. No, I have no clue.
You want me to just tell you?
Yes.
Juice fruit eat itself.
Okay, well, see, I never would have guessed that. I think I've never heard that song before.
It was on Insecure.
Okay,
Like,
maybe I have heard it.
I think you've heard it. I think you've heard
Honestly,
it.
I feel like I need to rewatch Insecure.
Me too. I feel
I
like
don't
I'm
know
at
why.
that. I think that I've like it's resurfaced, and I
Yeah.
also feel like maybe we're at the age when like season 1 started for them.
Honestly, that is the exact age I am right now.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
is
So
my age.
I'm like, it makes sense to watch it now.
So you know what? I think I just made that plan to rewatch Insecure. Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Where My Girls At.
Yes.
How are you?
I
You're
am
getting
good.
so close to your wedding.
Like dangerously close, like 3 weeks close.
That is so exciting.
Yeah,
How are
no.
you feeling? Are you feeling like stressed out? Is there like a ton of stuff to do?
Less stressed. Actually, I had a meeting with my wedding planner today, and I was like, "Oh, like there's not much to do. You got it."
Oh, I love
Um
that.
and I like just feel I'm just like ready to get there. I had my bridal shower a couple of weeks ago, and that was a lot of fun,
That's so
and I
good.
was like, if the amount of love that I felt from, close friends, my mom's
Mhm.
friends that my mom's friends who threw the shower, I'm like, I can't imagine how the wedding is going to feel. So I'm just overjoyed and like I'm ready to get married.
That's so exciting. That is so
Yeah.
beautiful. Congratulations to y'all.
Thank you.
Oh my
Thank
god, that's so
you. What
exciting.
about you? What's been going on with you?
Honestly, I have just been like locked in the house.
Locked in the house. Ooh, big
I'm
yawn.
just
Big stretch.
I know, right? I'm just like I've been feeling like off lately because I was like I've just been feeling like off my schedule. I had family come to
Mm.
visit. Before that, there was just like a lot going
You
on.
showed them all of
Um
LA.
there's no way to do that. Like It is so, and that's the thing that always like people don't understand when they're like they want to come and visit LA. I'm like, okay, but it's like it's not like New York. You know, you can't just go here, then go here, then go here. Like you need an itinerary. Like I always say, like I think LA is a great place to live. I don't think it's a great place to visit. You know,
Mm,
unless you're staying for an extended amount of time, because like it's not like you can go zip and cross the city. It's huge. You know what I mean? Like every single
mm,
day
that's fair.
zipping across the city. So I was they were stressing me out, like trying to like get them to make an itinerary was just so stressful, you
Challenging,
know.
yeah.
And then we had kids. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
I had 3 little ones and they were all like so young. Like I think they were like 8, 5, and one just turned 2. And
Oh,
my god, I have never had better birth control ever. I was like, "Oh, I'm so grateful I don't have no kids, man. I'm so
yeah.
grateful I ain't got no fucking kids, man."
Yeah.
So, but
Oh,
obviously, honestly, it was really good to see them.
aw,
It was really nice. I'm
aw.
so sorry. I just took a nap. I just woke up from the nap. That was really nice. So yeah, but honestly I've just been trying to like get back on my schedule. I feel like I've just
Will
been like
you?
go, 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 that I really haven't
Mhm.
noticed what's going on. So
I
before
feel
we get
you.
into our episode today, we have several things to talk about, a ton of new music.
Us.
I would like to just put out a disclaimer, not a disclaimer, but just a warning, and then I'll say it again in our next episode. We are going to be taking the entire month of May off because Brianna's getting married. So she
Yes.
has bigger fish to fry, but we will be back. We have another episode planned for this month, and then we'll
Yes.
be back in June. And instead of the podcast ending the first week of June, it's going to end the last week of June, so you get an extra episode. And
Yay.
I have some fun episodes planned coming up. So
Yes. Yes.
and I think today's episode is going to be really fun. But should we get into some hot topics?
Yeah, where do you
Can
wanna
we talk about
start?
something that is not on the list?
Oh, okay.
I think it just got announced today.
Hmm.
Queen Latifah and MC Light are getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Mariah Carey is not.
dang.
Once again, but Queen Latifah and MC Light are going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of fucking Fame.
That's incredible. Like, they so
Pioneers.
deserve
Pioneers.
pioneers.
Pioneers. Another thing that's not on this list that I just have to bring up is the AMA nominations came out. As we all know, these award shows make no sense to me. But we did have I think there were some things on here that were really excited. Like Cardi B's nominated for Album of the Year.
Yeah.
Um, then for what else do we have? If I like name out to you what they're saying song of the summer is, I guarantee you won't have heard one of these songs.
Oh my god.
Wait, I'm just gonna read it. First of all, Alex Warren, that's a made up
Cool.
person. I
Yeah.
keep hearing people talk about this. This is a made up person. I'm gonna just read. This does not pertain to us at all. But I was looking at this earlier. I said, "What are these fucking songs? Like we really live in 2 or 3 different fucking Americas." The
Yeah.
nominees for Song of the Summer are Alex Warren, Fever Dream, Bella K, I Love It, I Love It, I Love It, BTS, Swim, Ella Langley, Choosing Texas, Harry Styles, American Girls, Noah Khan, The Great Divide, Pink Panthers and Zara Larson, Stateside. I actually like that song. Somber, Homewrecker, Tame Impala, and Jenny, Dracula. I actually like Dracula, but without Jenny. And then Taylor Swift, Elizabeth Taylor. Have you ever heard? I've heard 2 of those songs.
I was like, I maybe have heard like one of those songs.
How can it be Song of the Summer if I have only heard 2 of the songs?
That's why there's so many nominees.
I'm obviously the litmus test. So the nominees for Best Female Hip Hop Artist are Cardi B, Doechii, Glorilla, Sexy Red, and YK Nice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't quite understand what Glorilla has done this year, or even Sexy Red, to be included in this nominees list. But YK Nice, I think, is an even bigger surprise.
That's
Like,
fair. I think Glorilla became a wag this year. I think
oh, okay. So
that's
then they count that?
I
I don't
maybe
know.
maybe
How
that
strange.
elevated it.
How strange. Okay, sure. Um, best breakthrough hip hop artists and nominees are SD Kid. Never heard of this person. Mona Leo and Pluto,
Ooh, okay.
which is really fun. I love that. Then the
Yeah.
nominees for best hip hop song are Time, Nokia,
Okay. Okay.
WGFT, Playboy Cardi in the Weekend, Rather Lie, and then Take Me Through There. YKD's
Ooh.
Quavo, Metro Boomin, and Brisky. And then Cardi B is also nominated for best hip hop album, which I think she will win. But
Hmm.
that's really incredible. Like I love that. I love
Yeah.
that for them. Now, some other things about we have a lot in the main topics.
Trying to
Da, da, da.
think.
What else? I'm trying to see like what on here is actually relevant for us to talk about. Oh,
Um. Mhm.
okay, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I really liked the Lotto interview.
Okay, let's talk about the Lotto interview.
I thought so she, like, did, an interview with Paper Magazine, and I guess this was
Yes.
prior to, like, her announcement,
Her announcing her
her
pregnancy.
pregnancy,
Mhm.
and I thought it was done really well, like,
I did
she
too.
talked a lot about, I think, her inspiration and motivation in
Mm,
this next project, and a lot of it
yeah.
obviously coming from becoming a mother, and I think
Mhm.
it allowed her to be in a different creative space. She also said, obviously, since being pregnant, she was in a sober mindset, and so
Yeah.
that was different for her, going into this album, but, like, what were some of the things that you got from it?
I think I really love visual. Well, number one, did say like the new album is a masterpiece. And you know what? I kind of believe her.
Mm,
Like, I kinda believe her, but I think one of the quotes that I, like, wrote down, she says, "When it comes to female rappers, female artists, we're told that we have to put so much of our life out there and not enough of the music. That's how stuff just ends up crashing and burning because you got too many cooks in the kitchen." I'm my
yep.
own person outside of my relationship as well. I don't wanna make that the forefront front of my career, of my existence. I got a man, I'm happy, I'm well taken care of, and that's all about anyone needs to know. You know, I really appreciate
That's
her shutting that
real.
shit down.
That's real.
'Cause mind y'all fucking business.
No,
For
I agree.
real.
I agree. I agree. I was like, respectfully, I'm like, I get that. I get that.
Mind y'all motherfucking business. I feel like somebody always has something to say. Y'all don't know this girl. She is
Yeah.
a grown woman old enough to make her own decisions. Mind y'all fucking business. And I think that's a really eloquent way of saying that. And then she's
Mhm.
also I love that she was also talking about like the maturity and the growth
Mhm.
in her music.
Right.
Um and I'm like, you know what? I really believe her. So excuse me. So I am excited to hear the new album.
Me too,
What
me too. I like especially that, I liked Business and Personal. I also like this,
Mhm.
the sample that she dropped, the snippet with the Yatrick
Yes.
sample. I'm like,
Yes.
"Release it now. Release
I
it.
love it.
1, 2, 3, release them."
I love it. I love it. What else that oh, Sexy Red says she's releasing a new album. How do we feel about that?
You know, if it's not gonna be like, what, Hood Princess, like her first album, I don't want
Yeah,
it.
Hood Hottest Princess.
Yeah,
And I don't think it will cuz her second tape was so disappointing.
it was really disappointing. So, I'm like,
Not one hitter on it.
unless I guess Hang With a Bad Bitch is gonna be on there, like, I
And that's okay, but
like
only for the chorus.
yeah, exactly, exactly, but, like, I don't know, it better be I better see some stuff for the summer. That's all Imma say.
And I don't know, like, we'll see when it comes out. Oh my god, so also Cardi B is officially divorced, and her ex-husband got shot outside of a casino, and she is apparently still with her football player baby daddy who might go to jail.
Oh, so she's still with him?
Yes, they were pictured holding hands outside of the concert, in Baltimore. And this is another one where it's like, you know what? She a grown woman. I guess people really just gotta mind their business.
Who
But
cares?
what a whirlwind her life always is,
I
right?
know, chaotic, chaotic.
Her nigga is her ex is in gambling debts, and that's probably why he didn't want to get a fucking divorce. Cause he owed people money, and then it's crazy. He got shot outside of a casino, and then people started coming out of the woodwork talking about how he owes them money.
To, like, when you're it's like when you're down, you're really down.
You're really fucking down. Like,
Yo.
Somebody said he lives like he's a Motown star. Like he was in a group that broke up, gambling debts, divorce,
Yeah.
getting shot. Like he really is like
Yeah.
a comical ass character,
No, you're
you
not
know?
wrong. Yeah.
Like that's some crazy shit. Also, the like a couple weeks ago, because we didn't record this episode, people thought that Megan had died or something, because apparently she left one of her shows
Oh,
mid
yeah.
performance,
Uh-huh.
and they were not giving any updates as to what happened. I obviously was like, okay, like she's clearly exhausted, and
Yeah, I thought that, yeah.
maybe she was about to faint. But I was like, "Oh my god, like you can tell she's always go, 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 go." But girl, that shit will catch up to you real fast,
No, I'm
especially doing
saying.
Broadway.
Yeah, I was about to
Honey, that ain't
say,
no joke.
I know. I'm like, you see, like, she does her day in the lights. I'm like, she's doing so many things. And then I just
Yeah.
saw her like stuff for Walmart drop. Like
Uh-huh.
she's on the go. And so it's like
Yeah.
I think it just all caught up to her.
It really fucking did, but I'm really excited for her. She's getting to do Broadway, and she even was talking about in one of her interviews how she like, wants this to be just like an entry point. Like she wants to keep doing Broadway, and she
Yeah.
wants to, get into that world. And I love that like the universe of Megan Thee Stallion is like ever expanding, you know?
No. And it feels like it's been expanding more so in this
Mm,
past year or so. Like I
yeah.
think just like with all of her collaborations and like but I think we've all said before, it's just like it they all make sense. Like they all
Yeah.
make sense to her. And I think she talked about how like, when she partners with somebody, it has to make sense for her, but also a peek
Mm,
into another part of her personality. Like it's not
yeah.
random to her.
I agree, and I think I get that. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's good to, like, show people different facets of your personality that way, and I also think it's okay to, like, diversify your income. Like, music doesn't have to be the only thing that you do
Yeah.
and the only thing that you are, and I feel like Megan is really the only one who ever gets flack for, like, how many partnerships and brand deals she has. They're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're so focused on this, you're not focused on the music," but then other, women start all kinds of businesses, and they're like, "Oh my god, look how profitable she is." So
Mhm.
I'm like, there's always a bit of a double standard. So I really don't even buy too much into that.
Yeah, no, and,
Um,
like, that's how you become a mogul, right? Like, she's like,
exactly. That's what she
I'm
wants.
not just a rapper, I'm all these other things."
And she's allowed to be. So,
Mhm.
I really love that for her.
Yeah.
Do we care about any of this other hot topics?
No, I'm
Oh,
good.
Young Miami did an interview. Did you watch this Young
No,
Miami
I didn't
interview?
listen to it, but I can't wait because I saw the little bit of the beginning, and she was just
Yeah.
balling.
I love like a couple things. Number one, she says like she's in a new space, so her music is different and she's really excited about her new music. I don't know, girl, because
I
you've
don't
said that
know.
shit before. You've said before this is the best music I've ever released, and it was terrible.
I don't have faith.
So, I don't have faith, but she says she's also doing, like, a tour of man on the street interviews, with Risha Roulette, and I was like, "You know what? I kind of like that." That's the
What is
space
that?
that I think Risha Roulette, her game, where it's like,
Oh,
take a
Rachel
shot
Roulette,
or you
okay.
eat the person next to you's pussy, that game.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah, that one. She's doing, a new mixtape, or maybe she called it an album that might be coming out. Who knows if it actually will ever see the light of day? I don't know how much faith I have in this.
Neither.
I don't. JT also just announced that her debut album is coming out this summer. That's another project I don't know if I have that much faith
I
in.
don't have faith in it at all.
They're two halves of a whole, and
Exactly.
they're the missing piece for each other. But I also love that in this interview she admitted that they both wanted to go solo. That it was something that they had both wanted to explore their solo careers, and
Yeah.
it wasn't just JT's decision, because I think you could get that, feeling that they weren't as close,
Mhm.
and that they both had wanted different things for their careers.
Yeah.
Um so there's that. So should we get into the music?
Yeah, there was a ton of new music. I don't even know where to start. Um, Maybe we could start off with
Which
like some
ones?
of the snippets maybe.
Okay. Okay, so we had snippets from Rico Nasty, Ruby Rose, Cardi B, JT, and Lotto.
So,
Like,
love the Lotto snippet.
I did
Excited.
too.
Want to hear more. Give it to me now.
It has Song of the Summer potential.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's Atlanta as fuck.
it is. And I love that she had Mariah the Scientist. do the beginning intro, like,
Oh yeah.
it was perfect. Um, JT's, I was like, I don't know, this just kinda sounds like
You
something
know,
that you
to
were
me,
released.
it's like this is the lane that she should be in. This is her niche. Like it's gonna go crazy in like the New York club scene with all
Yeah,
those weird people who are like super skinny and model sometimes and definitely do coke out in the open at the parties. Like that's her audience now. And I love that she's really fully leaning into that. It's
yeah,
not for me.
it's not for
I can
me.
already tell, but I think she's really found what works for her. How authentic that is or not, I'm not sure. But I think she's
Mm,
found something, that's very close to the kind of people she wants to be accepted by, the kind of people
yeah,
she wants as fans.
right.
So I love that that's what she's going for because you can tell that's the audience that she really wants to cater to. Like whoever Charlie XCX makes music for,
Yes.
that is who JT wants to make music for. Like whatever circles, Shy Girl and like
Alt
Alt
girl.
and like Kalela, if that's how you say her name, whatever circles that they make music for, that's what JT wants.
Yeah,
So I hope they like it. I don't know, but I
it's
don't
not for
like it.
me, but
It wasn't for me. The Cardi B music that she teased, the sample that she teased, this is old.
I was trying to remember what this
This
one was.
sounds like old and I don't need it. This sounds like a Migos era Cardi B.
Mm,
Now, again, we have to remember it's been 7 years between albums, almost 8 years. And I'm sure she's sitting on a ton of music that she now has
sure.
the confidence to release.
Yeah,
We don't need this. Don't need this one.
yeah.
Don't need it.
The Ruby Rose one, I was like, I kinda don't need this either.
I feel like like there was a couple, it sounds just unserious to me.
Yes. It
I
was
feel
like,
like,
I should go make a song today.
I feel like she a couple of years ago was really serious about rapping. And
Right.
then she just really turned a corner and like went super camp almost.
Mm,
Like it became about I don't know. I don't know, but it's just this isn't good. I did not like it.
yeah.
So there's that. Um okay, what else? Okay, you know what else I have to say? This Chrome, this Trim song, and I don't know if you heard it.
Well,
The
let me
Trim
see.
song is called Chrome. And I was listening to this and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the difference I think between like Trim's generation, like Gen Alpha, and like
Uh-huh.
I think rappers of like our generation and older. This song is like full of buzzwords. Like
Mm,
it's not lived experiences. And I truly think that's like these rappers don't consume enough media they don't consume enough media, they don't experience enough life. They live their life, through social media and
yeah.
through the screen and through like Twitch streams, but they haven't actually done it. Like I know like when I work with students and I'm always asking like, "Oh, what are you watching on TV?"
Yeah.
I don't watch TV. What's the last movie you saw? I don't watch movies. How are you going to be literate if you are not watching TV and movies? You know what I mean?
Right.
So and it's like I think that's the difference because I've also just been listening to like a lot of Jay-Z lately since I got those tickets.
Oh, okay.
Um and I'm just remembering like damn, like this is a nigga who has lived life. You know what I mean? This is a
Has
nigga
had
who
a whole
listens
life.
has lived life, who listens to music, who watches TV, who probably reads books, who like,
Mhm.
watches movies, and it just makes you so much smarter and it makes your rap just so much better. And you can just hear in this music that like younger generations make and listening to this Trim song, it's exactly what I felt is like you haven't lived any of this. Like you're just rapping what you think. It's like a caricature of a person.
Right, right. That's actually a really good way of putting it. Because I was just looking at the video and I'm like, this looks like a regurgitation of something
Yeah.
that you think seems cool.
And
And
people want to hear. You
people
think
want to
people want to
hear,
hear.
but it's like, no, this isn't who you are. No, that's a
It's
very
not.
good point. Huh.
Yeah. So there's that. What
I'm trying
about
to think.
Remy Ma's song? She put out the disc that she put out
I
um
don't know,
with
man.
Papoose. You know what? I like it. I appreciate it. You know, one thing about Remy Ma, she really is not afraid.
She really
She will
isn't.
she's not afraid to say a bitch name, not afraid to throw, like, direct shots at somebody. But
You're
I also
right.
think, like I also feel like she kinda deserves this because I feel like they've been running this smear campaign against her since they got together, you
Yeah.
know, about making up about how she, like, left apparently, like, that she, like, was cheating on him on Christmas, and remember that? About how she was cheating on him with another man on Christmas and about how she doesn't take
Yeah.
care like, they've been starting a lot of rumors, about her since they got together, and then they're still not divorced. I don't know if they're actually divorced at this point, but at one point, they weren't divorced. So I feel like, she had a lot of shit to get off her chest, and I'm very happy for her for doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do appreciate the wittiness. I'm like, it was cool.
It
It
was
was a Remy it
cool.
was a Remy Ma verse.
I liked it.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else was, like, a standout to me. I feel like I still need to listen to, like, the Michael Made It album in
Mm.
itself, but,
Mm,
like, I didn't enjoy the Standing Ovation song. I don't think I've
didn't
You didn't like that song?
No, I did not.
Aw. Who was in this My Way song?
This was Caribou and Anicia, they were both on it.
Oh, yeah, I did hear this song. Ah,
Didn't like it.
didn't yeah, I
Didn't
was
move me.
yeah, I want more from Caribou. Like, it
Mhm.
feels very lethargic, like, but maybe that's her style too, like,
I guess.
but it was like, like, give me something.
Give me something. And it's giving nothing at all. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Da da da. I listened to the Missy Elliott and Kehlani song. I said
Mm,
this before, like I don't really listen to Kehlani. Like her music really doesn't move me,
yeah.
and I don't quite get the hype. But truly, my only favorite part of the song was Missy Elliott's ad libs. I think they really saved a song that was not very good. Um,
I wasn't thinking I would go back to this song either. I was
no,
like,
no.
"It's okay."
I also don't think I would go back to the Doechii song. Like
Oh, yeah.
the Doechii and Lady Gaga song, like I really love that Doechii is getting like Lady Gaga features, but this song just literally sounds like literally exactly what it is, which is a movie soundtrack song. You know? And I'd like, okay, when it comes on in the gay club and I inevitably hear it there, I will shake my ass to it.
It'll be cool,
Um
yeah.
but I will not listen to it otherwise. It just doesn't give.
No, I get that, I get that.
Mm.
I did actually enjoy the Dream Doll, Clockin' It
Mhm.
freestyle. I thought that was good. I was like, "Okay, I feel like I hadn't heard from her for a minute," and I
Yes,
was
for
like
a minute,
so I
right?
was like, "This was nice."
It was nice because it was also like there was a time when like Dream Doll, was really serious about rap, and then it
True.
kind of seemed like she really fell off for a couple years. So you know what? I'm all for people making a comeback. Like
No, for real.
I really am. So I'm not mad at none of this.
They're like, "It's getting warmer outside."
Yeah, I listened to the Libra Jolie album that she put out, Better Than Yesterday.
I didn't have a chance
Truly,
to listen to it.
I feel like, she sounds very hungry and very polished
Yeah.
and still authentic to her sound, like the production quality has improved. However, like there's really no rhyme or reason to this album. Like on one song she's singing about like missing her grandma, then on the very next song she's talking about fucking a nigga and sitting on his
Oh,
face and shit like that. And it's just it's only 34 minutes, but it truly sounds a lot longer.
I
Cuz
was
I
like,
think
"This is 15 tracks."
it's so one note. Like it's so repetitive. But I do love that she had Diamond from Crime Mob as a feature on the album and Trina as a feature on the album.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm like, how does she pull that off? You know?
She's like, "Let me get my last, like, little,
I don't know how
charisma."
she did it. Truly,
Wow.
I don't.
So, what would you rate the album out of 10?
Probably like a 3 or a 4.
Dang, okay,
You know,
so
a
nice
lot,
over
but I think that's good. I think that's okay because it's like it's not like I had like these super sky high expectations of her.
That's fair, that's
So I feel
fair.
like that's like a fine rating, like a 3
Yeah,
or a 4, to be
yeah.
honest. Should we move into our main topic or are there any
Yeah,
others on
let's do
here?
it.
Let's do it. Okay, so today's main topic, we're actually starting a little bit of a new series. So it's going to be fun. I put together something that I'm going to read to talk about this, but I'm going to tell you how it came about. So
Mhm.
I was listening to that song. I think it was to the album like For the Scythe. And then I was listening
Uh-huh.
to that one song that I can't remember the name of it now. It was the song Oh the Scythe, and it just has ASAP Ferg, Denzel Curry, Tia Corinne,
Uh-huh.
BK the Ruler, all of them. And I was like, damn, like I really like this song. And then it got me thinking about like my favorite like posse cuts in hip hop. And I went back to one of my favorite posse cuts, which is For the Fam, which is, you know, obviously Rockefeller Records, like Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, Beanie Siegel, Amil on the song. And it's the closer to her debut album, All Money Is Legal. And it's Amil, it's abbreviated as
Yeah.
Amil, which is her name. And then it got me thinking, like, damn, what happened to Amil? Like, how do
Mm.
you have like a Rockefeller Records kind of like a cosign, and then you just kind of really disappear into obscurity? And
Right.
so I started to do a little bit like just looking her up, just thinking about like what happened to Amil's career. And so I'm gonna read a little bit about Amil's career.
Okay.
Um, so we're gonna talk about that, and then we'll talk about her debut album, and we're gonna talk about what we think happened to Amil's career.
Yeah.
So this is like putting together things that I found from a ton of different sources, like a ton of different videos and a ton of different like archived articles on the Wayback Machine and articles from like years and years and years ago. I just did what I could to put it in so we could get like a full, you know, like picture of her, you know, honestly very short career.
Yeah.
So, in the heyday of Rockefeller Records, while Jay Z's lyrical prowess was indisputable, there was another voice that left an indelible mark on the era, Amil. Her signature soft yet raspy tone was the unmistakable backdrop to some of Jay Z's most iconic tracks. Amil's grand entrance into the world of mainstream hip hop was anything but ordinary. Tracks like Do It Again, Put Your Hands Up, Jigga What, Jigga Who, and Can I Get A showcased her unparalleled style. Each of these became anthems, and her collaboration with a young Ja Rule and Jay Z made waves in the music industry. And that was the song like you ain't gotta be rich, but fuck that. How we gonna get around on your bus
Mhm.
pass? You know, it's like, can I get a fuck you for these bitches? You know, that song.
Yeah.
So that song kind of made her famous. And this is also the same girl, and this was circulating the internet like for many years, and it was super viral where Dame Dash famously said, like, she's ghetto, but she's got a runway quality about her. Have you ever heard that quote?
I was like, that quote sounds familiar.
Yeah, you probably have, because a couple years
Yeah.
ago, like everybody, like 10, 15 years ago, everybody was saying that about themselves. And
Right.
but that was about her from the 2000 documentary about the 1999 Hard Knock Life tour. And it was like a Def Jam tour that featured like Jay-Z, DMX, and I think Amil had come out at one of the shows, and they were just like a rockumentary, not a rockumentary, yeah, so like that. And so her solo venture, All Money Is Legal, in 2000 was a testament to her potential as a standalone artist. The lead single, I Got That, featuring then rising star Beyonce, was not just a testament to her potential, but also to the respect she commanded within the industry. And this is also just I don't know if people knew this, but fun fact, Emil is actually the first female rapper to ever get a Beyonce feature. Um so
Oh, that's a fun fact.
yeah. So let's talk about what happened to Emil. So, just when it seemed like Emil was on a trajectory toward sustained stardom, her spotlight started to dim. Fans often wondered about this sudden shift, especially considering her evident talent, which we will talk about. So, Emil was born September 19th, 1978, in New York City to a white mother and a black father. She's of African American, Native American, specifically Cherokee, and Caucasian descent. Her parents abandoned her at an early age, and she was adopted and raised by her aunt. As a teenager, she got pregnant, gave birth to a son with her boyfriend, and her aunt died in 1994. And then a year later, her boyfriend was killed in a stabbing accident. So,
What?
yes. Yes. So she
Wow.
basically she basically has no family. And
Goodness.
so around this time, you know, and then she's a kid. So she had a kid, she's a kid, and now she has no support system. So she starts dealing drugs to support herself financially, as you do.
As one would. Yeah.
So during this time, she used music as an emotional outlet. She grew up in love and under the influence of hip hop. She said, when Fearless 4, Run DMC, and all those groups came out, I would go to the store and buy the albums and just rap on the instrumentals. It was just something in me. It was just something that was in me, and I would sit in my room and work on all these rhymes. So then, when she was 12 years old, she actually started rapping at talent shows and beginning her local popularity as a female artist. That's also how Foxy Brown got her start,
Yeah.
rapping at talent shows. Then in 1997, she was actually involved in an all female group called Major Coins. Did you know that?
No.
Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Me either. So this group met Jay Z because he was looking for a woman to provide vocals on his third album, Volume 2, dot, 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 Hard Knock Life. And the part for a female rapper was really for Amil's friend. But
Uh,
when Jay Z asked Amil to freestyle, he liked it. He decided to put her on the song instead. But Amil, wanting to remain loyal to her friend, and not preferred, she didn't want to be on the song, but Jay Z allowed them to both do a version of the song. But this was the song that kind of launched her solo career because the group kind of disbanded. So she became a part of the group associated with Jay Z's Rockefeller label, and she joined the Hard Knock Life tour in 1999. After this tour, it was kind of like full steam ahead. She appeared as a guest on albums for Mariah Carey, Jermaine Dupri, and Funk Master Flex mixtape. And then she released her first solo project, Rockefeller, through Rockefeller All Money is Legal, in late 2000. She said, for a female in this game to write her own stuff is a big statement. I hope that with All Money is Legal, people will get a chance to hear what I have to say and the life that I have lived. One reviewer said of her album, All Money is Legal, gives you many facets of that life. For example, Quarrels, which Emil calls the deepest cut on the album, features Carl Thomas, talks about temptations and the devil. Smile is an honest and unflinching page out of her biography on how you want to get down. She steps out of her role as an outspoken rapster and offers proof of her prowess as a singer. And according to Emil, all these songs were just indie, and it was finally time to let them out. It peaked this album at number 45 on the US Billboard 200 and spawned two singles, I Got That, featuring Beyonce, and For the Fam, featuring Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, and Beanie Siegel, the song that I mentioned at the beginning. But the album was met with mixed and critical reception, and later she parted ways with the label shortly after her album was released, which is kind of sad.
yeah.
Um, but Emil had actually written full verses and hooks for songs that were never released due to a lot of internal label reshuffling. And some of these lost tracks were rumored to be for Jay Z's album Dynasty Rock La Familia, but were shelved when marketing strategies shifted. Studio insiders suggest that these sessions showed her actual growth after her debut album and
Mm.
her emotional range beyond the braggadocious style that she was often boxed into.
Mm.
However, there were rumors that among industry insiders, and again, truly unsubstantiated, but rumors that Beyonce's early emergence as a solo artist indirectly accelerated Emil's fade out. While it was never confirmed, there were murmurs that the label energy and visual direction began to pivot away from developing Emil as a lead female voice once the full potential of Beyonce's solo career came into focus. I don't know how much I believe that one.
I don't
Because
believe that.
because in what way do they connect? I don't even think they're on the same label.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
I don't believe that.
so anyway, I don't believe that, but that is a rumor. It says, though unsubstantiated, the shift in the rock's priorities after her debut album was visibly felt during that era. So after leaving Rockefeller, she reportedly declined offers from other major labels.
Eh.
Um, because she felt disillusioned with the industry as a whole. She
Mm.
she spoke on being approached by other camps, but felt spiritually misaligned with where hip hop was heading at the time. Her silence wasn't just the career fallout, it was personal preservation. She said, I started to rebel. I rebelled against the industry because it's not what I wanted. I hated traveling. I wasn't at after parties or the club. Also, at the time, my son's asthma, he was 5 or 6 years old around this time, was getting worse, and no one was there for him. I had to be there for him. Again, she didn't really have any family. Like
That's
her baby
fair. That's
daddy,
fair.
her parents abandoned her, her aunt died, and her baby daddy died. She didn't have nobody. So she got to be there for her kid. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Then she said, "I was fine being an around the way rapper. If I could go back in time and do it all over again, I wouldn't have allowed myself to jump in the game. If I would
Oh,
have did it again, I know, right? If I would have did it again, I would have left it alone. I wasn't cut out for it. I probably would have stepped in as a writer."
okay, yeah.
I totally feel
I
that.
could
Like,
see
she would have
that.
been great. She would have been great as a writer. When speaking about her long estranged relationship with Jay-Z, revealing for her longing for closure. She revealed her longing for closure. While the public always assumed there was drama behind the scenes after her sudden disappearance from The Rock, Emil insists there was never any real beef. She admits she just wasn't ready for the spotlight or the pace her career was taking. Her emotional honesty strips back the industry narratives and gives us a rare glimpse into the human side of a woman caught in the whirlwind of Hove's rise to global dominance. Obviously, this is a huge time for his career too.
Right.
So I can't imagine being caught up in that and you weren't
Yeah.
expecting that.
And you also have a kid that's
A
5 years
kid.
old. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you can't yeah.
There's a lot. Then in 2005, Amil temporarily reformed the group Major Coins and released songs on the mixtape circuit, including the single Glamorous Life, which was featured on MTV's Mixtape Monday. Remember when they used to do things like that?
Yeah, the
Oh,
alliteration and, packages.
Oh, MTV. And then in a 2006 interview, when asked whether female MCs are forced to meet standards that male MCs are not, she said, "Oh, yeah, definitely. You have to be picture perfect. You have to meet the standards of a perfect woman. That is unreal to me. Real women do not have plastic looking bodies. The average woman is not a size zero. You can do what you have to do to keep yourself looking like that, or you could just be you. Me, I choose to just be me." So I think that kind of gives you an insight into where she was.
That's
She went
helpful.
It's helpful. She went on to say that she holds no grudges against her former label mates, though she has no communication with them. In 2008, Emil released mixtapes entitled As Is and Emil Returns, the Lost Classics editions, delivering lyrically with songs such as the emotional Tears of a Teenage Mother and the Caribbean vibed Don't Worry. In August 2011, Emil spoke out through Vibe magazine and gave the following statement about Jay-Z. "I haven't spoken to Jay in years, but I really wish I could talk to him because that would just really bring closure to me. But he knows I love him. People think there was bad blood between us, but there never was any bad blood. Things happened, and I wasn't ready for where my career was going at the time. It was really overwhelming." In July 2012, off of her forthcoming album, A Time to Kill, Emil released new music, Stop. By 2018, Emil had actually hinted that there were some issues in the past with Rockefeller, including the surprise revelation about body image pressures in the music industry. She candidly discussed gaining weight after her debut video and how it might have affected her standing at the label, and she has not released any new music since then.
Mm.
So that's just a little bit about Emil, the rapper from New York. And now let's talk about, well, what did you think about that, first of all?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, so, like, personally, like, I hadn't heard of Amil before. Like, so this was, like, my first introduction
Really?
yeah, of, like, who she was and, like, listening to her music and then, like, obviously listening to some of the Jay-Z songs. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I've, like, heard this, but never knew
Yeah.
the person behind the voice." But I
Yeah.
felt like the background definitely makes a lot of sense of, like,
Mm-hmm.
the drop off, maybe, like, where Initial Hunger was.
Yeah.
Um, I think that, like, that point of, like, if she was to do this over again, like, being a writer would have made a lot of sense because you could tell
I
she
agree.
is very, thoughtful and her penmanship was
Yeah.
witty. But I'm curious to know what the mixed reviews were about like her album because
Yeah.
I could see how it is like it jumps from place to place, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like I don't know, like there's points of the braggadocious but the vulnerability that come
Yeah.
through in it.
Especially at the beginning.
Especially in the beginning, yeah.
So let's talk about her debut album, All Money is Legal, from the year
Yes.
2000. Did you have any downloads?
So I didn't download anything immediately, but like the ones that stood out to me were All Money is Legal,
Mm-hmm.
Raw, Girlfriend, and then the Beyonce song was it I Got That? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so those were the ones that stuck out to me.
Yeah. For me, like I said earlier, like For the Fam is like one of my, favorite songs like ever. It's
Mhm.
definitely one of my favorite like posse cuts in hip hop, and that's kind of like what inspired this whole episode. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a song that I had already had downloaded. But then
Yeah.
from this, I also did download That's Right and Heard It All, both featuring Jay-Z, and then I downloaded
Yeah.
Raw. So we don't
Mhm.
have to do a track by track breakdown, but just what were your thoughts on this album?
Yeah, so like I think like I was saying, like I feel like there was points in here like Smile for Me, Corals,
Mhm.
I think it was maybe it was Any Day or yeah, I think it was Any Day. Like that felt very vulnerable. And I think it
Yeah.
was her sharing a bit about her background and how she
Mhm.
was raised. I think some of the more braggadocious songs I did enjoy, like No One Can Compare,
Mhm.
All Money Is Legal,
Yeah.
um Get Down, like, those songs, it, like, very obviously very 2000s, like,
Yeah, very
it felt
2000s.
very much of that era,
Yeah.
and I was surprised about, like, the amount of influence that Jay-Z was on this album
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Like, he was on, like, at least, like, what, a fourth of this album,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, he was on a lot of it.
So that was surprising to me, and also but it also I think she felt like a backseat in some of
Yeah,
her songs. Like, it
I
was, like,
agreed.
his song, and she
Yeah.
just, like, was kinda there
Yeah.
to
I
supplement.
do think she's better as a feature artist. In
Yeah.
hearing some of these songs, there's some of them where I'm like, "Ooh, she just does not have the power to just carry a track
Yeah.
on her own." But I think it's like when I listen to songs like Smile for Me, I'm like, this could have been her lane if she hadn't looked like what she looks like. She's this very beautiful, mixed race, light skinned, tall,
Yeah.
skinny woman, but she can't, this is the kind of thing that she seems this most comfortable rapping about. But people don't want to hear a skinny, tall, beautiful, model-esque woman talking
Talk
about
about that stuff,
it's a
yeah.
hard knock life. You know what I mean?
Right,
Nobody
right.
wants to let women who look like her rap like that. And so I
Mhm.
can see how she's being forced into this like sexy lane trying to be like a Foxy Brown, or something like that where she's a really rapping really hard but just looking really sexy, decked out in
Yeah.
designer, but I don't think that was her.
Yeah, same,
It
same.
doesn't feel authentic. What feels authentic is Smile for Me.
Mhm.
That's who I feel like Amil is, but I do think she's really great as a feature artist. Like she can come in really strong for a good verse.
Right.
And I kind of really love that. Like I think we were deprived as a society of a tape of just Amil and Jay-Z going back and forth and back and forth, and I think it would eat.
No, I think so too. That's what I was gonna say, like, even though she was, like, a backseat, I feel like, on some of these songs, I liked the back and forth between her and Jay-Z because it just
They just have
worked.
good chemistry.
Yeah.
I think truly, and this may be a hot take, like I think Jay-Z's best collaborators are women. Beyonce, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim,
Mhm.
Missy, hell shit, even Nicki on that song. I think
Yeah.
he is at his best when he's working with women. That song with Maya. I mean, he just like brings out the charm, brings out
Mhm.
the like everything. Like he brings out his best when he's working with women. And
Right.
I think that truly comes through like so that's really interesting. And then like I said, I think the album closer is so great, but it was clear they were leading up to releasing some big,
Right.
collaboration album, and things just did not work out. So then my main question for today is like we kind of talked about what went wrong in her career. Why
Yeah.
do you think she didn't have lasting success in this career? Like why do you think it just kind of didn't happen for her?
I don't know. I wonder if it's, like, the story, like, to your point, it's like people don't wanna hear the struggle, they wanna hear the turn up, they wanna hear, like, what's gonna make them feel good, and then
Yeah.
it's like, if you're not putting yourself out there and doing maybe the extras of going to the clubs and
Mhm.
to, like,
Yep.
being out there and party. It's like, how do people get exposure to who you are outside of the
Mhm.
music?
Yeah.
So I feel like that is probably what contributed to it is just, like, the throes of, like, what her actual life was
Yeah.
and not willing to participate or choosing to opt out of
Opt
those
out.
uh,
That's a good way to put
opt
it.
out of those
Yeah.
things that would have probably put her in
Our
other
unofficial
spaces.
requirements too.
Yeah, unofficial requirements, right? Like, especially like with touring, like touring is a huge part of like being an artist. And then she's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to travel. I have a young
She wants to
kid.
be an around the way rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's not how you become a global
global,
superstar.
exactly. And maybe that's not what she wanted, but also
Yeah.
to our point, though, it's like she could have easily been like a writer and
I think she would have been an
contributed.
excellent writer.
Yeah, so I think
She
that's
should have been
really what it
writing for some
was.
of these niggas. You know what I
No,
mean?
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. She could have been doing that. She could have been ghostwriting for
man,
Jay-Z or helping with his album or
man.
whatever.
And
But
she
like,
talked about
yeah.
in one of her songs, like, "Oh, y'all think Jay wrote it? That's a compliment," which is the same thing that Lotto just said in her
Yeah.
song. And I'm
Mhm.
wondering if that was like her interpolating, or if that just like completely
Ooh.
a coincidence. Was it completely a coincidence? You
I
know?
don't know. I don't think so. I feel like Lotto's a student of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that she could make a comeback?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I like, cause I'm like also like me, someone who is interested in hip hop and women in hip
Yeah,
hop, like I'm like I hadn't really known about her beforehand.
yeah,
And so I don't see it, but also
mhm,
maybe as a writer potentially, or
yeah,
at least providing guidance or A&R or like something like that to like yeah,
yeah.
to I think provide perspective to young artists who are on that
Meteoric
meteor
rise,
rise and
for
like
sure.
understanding how to juggle it.
I think I completely agree. I don't think she could make a comeback, but I think she can make a comeback as a writer, especially for like an older generation of rappers. You
Yeah,
know, like who are, because they're making comebacks all over the place. Juvenile just released an album.
right.
Who else? I
Eve is
think,
going on tour.
Eve's going on tour. She's having a big anniversary. I think it's like 25 maybe for
Uh-huh.
Scorpion or something like that. It's a big one of the big milestone anniversaries for her album. So
Uh-huh.
maybe she'll be doing Jay-Z's literally about to do some anniversary shows like for 25 and 30 years of his
Yeah.
albums. Like all these artists are doing like legacy types things, and some of them are releasing new music. I think she could, if she wanted to. Who knows if this is what she wants? I never even see her like on any type of social media popping up at any of the like reunions that these artists are doing.
Yeah.
Um and it's so interesting because I know there was, like, not exactly bad blood, but also there was some bad blood from with her and Foxy Brown because, Foxy Brown used to be Jay-Z's
True.
protege. And then she was talking about how, like, "Oh my god, like, he replaced me." But she was even talking in one of her albums about how, like, "Your replacement don't even sound as good as me." She can't even
Mhm.
rap. So I'm sure there was some bad blood, between
Totally.
her, but I don't even think that she was on Fox's radar for real, for real. You
Yeah, for
know?
sure.
So, I think it's so interesting, like, I think it's very clear what went wrong in her career is just, a combination of just industry politics, her own unwillingness,
Yep.
and I think just her not being ready. And I think this is a one case in which, people didn't give her the space and the time to grow as an artist like I think they used to do. And people were immediately like, "Oh, you're trash. Jay-Z's, you're only here because you're pretty." It's kind of like the flack that Sweetie gets a lot.
Mm.
I feel very similarly about Sweetie that I do Amil, which has kind of made me think like, I guess there could be a lane for her because there's a lane for Sweetie. I just don't know if Amil is as willing to sell sex the way that Sweetie is and the way that
Right.
female rappers have to nowadays.
Totally, totally. Yeah, I could see
Mhm.
that. Huh.
Yeah.
Fair comparison.
Very interesting. Yeah, very
Huh.
interesting. Should we do music recs?
Yeah, let's do a music rec. I was like, what
My
do I
music
have?
rec is actually going to be my recommendation from earlier when I did the lyrics. It's actually going to be For the Fam,
Uh-huh.
which is the closer to Emil's album All Money Is Legal. And I just like I said, it's just one of my favorite. And I should make a playlist of my favorite posse cuts because I was listening to some.
I was about to say, like, you should tell me like some of the other ones like that I probably maybe I wasn't exposed to.
I don't know if would be ones that you weren't exposed to. Off the top of my head, like, da da da. Let me see if I can think of like some other ones that like I really really love. Um. Oh my god, why am I'm blanking?
Well, I guess if you find yours, I was gonna say my music rec is like gonna be unserious. It's gonna be a Natalie Nunn song. It's
Not
gonna be
Natalie Nunn.
doing what I want because it's so
Doing what I
catchy.
want. It is catchy as fuck. Like
Because it's
Natalie
like
Nunn
it makes
really
me mad.
runs TikTok.
I
she
know because she's like she really has these one-liners and it's just like, yeah, you're
she
right.
really is. She knows she funny as hell, man. Like
I
Natalie
know.
is fucking hilarious, even though she is probably pimping them girls out a little bit. And I still don't watch baddies, and I never
I
will.
don't. I don't.
I can't do it. I
I
can't
watched
watch
the
a bunch of
snip.
women beat each other up.
Listen, I only watched the auditions once, and
No,
it
a
was
bloodbath.
so crazy that I can't imagine what the real show looks like. This is just to get on the show.
I'm terrified. I
Yeah,
really am to think about it. I'm terrified to consider it.
it's horrible. It's
But
horrible.
doing what I want, I have to agree. It's kind of a banger.
Yeah, it's a banger. It's a
It's
banger.
kind of a banger. Well,
But yeah,
all right, guys. If you made it all the way to the end of this episode, thank you so much for listening. I think this is
yes,
fun. Like maybe we'll do one of these episodes every now and then.
yeah. No, I liked
Um,
it.
because I really enjoy doing the research. That's like my favorite part always.
Oh,
And putting together something. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys in our next episode. Bye.
bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Where My Girls At, a podcast about Black women in hip hop. Where My Girls At is produced and edited by Mariah Woods and hosted by Mariah Woods and Brianna LaRosliere. Follow us on Twitter at Where My Girls At 2, on Instagram at Where My Girls At _TH, and on TikTok at Where My Girls At Pod. See you next time.